They say 4 to 10% of people encounter near-death experiences, and I'm 100% sure that I was in that percentile. I was probably around 12 years old at the time, maybe even younger. I had to be pretty young considering I'm going inside of a bouncy castle anyways. Though if somebody were to invite me into a bouncy castle at the age of 20 right now, I wouldn't hesitate. They're pretty fun. So the context of this, the lore, is that it was somebody's birthday party. No idea whose birthday party it was. To this day, don't know. And my mom just woke me up one day. Hey, we're going to a party. Your cousin's going, and there's going to be a bouncy castle and a bunch of other kids there. Make friends. Okay. The setting this party took place at was a local park, just run-of-the-mill field, mini playground, nothing too crazy. And I think it brought me a lot more comfort knowing that my cousin was there. I wasn't like an antisocial kid or anything. Quite opposite, actually. I would get in a lot of trouble for just conversing with the homies. But, as I got older, even now, the mere sight of another human terrifies me. That was a joke, by the way. If you took that literal, I mean it as a joke. Though I do tend to have the tendencies of an antisocial person. I don't like, interacting. Okay, I'm getting a little off topic here. Let me. So anyways, as we arrive at the party, me and my cousin's the first thought in our brain, just told us to take off your shoes, throw them wherever, it doesn't fucking matter, and enter into that bouncy castle. But little did we know we were gonna walk right into World War fucking III. And right when you enter, utter chaos. You have 2 kids over there with malicious intent, the intent to just murder each other. You have 3 kids over there just Royal Rumble. We don't know why they're fighting. They're doing it for the love of the game. It's like right when you enter a bouncy castle, your animalistic tendencies just take over. And then you have like 2 kids over there trying to prove who's stronger for some random girl. And then you have 3 kids on the ground fighting for a crumpled up $2 bill. By the way, the layout of this bouncy castle, it's your standard bouncy castle layout, but with the slide on one of the sides. So it was pretty crazy. But the thing about bouncy castles is the thing that makes them dangerous is the kids that are like 7 years older than you, the teenagers. Because out of nowhere, sometimes they'll just be like talking to each other, conversing, and out of nowhere they decide to take the whole thing down. Now this behavior wasn't new to me or anything, but being on the front lines of it was. And I'd usually be a bystander. I'd watch the chaos unfold from the outside. I'd see the older kids just tear down the whole entire bouncy castle or turn it off and it just deflates while all the other kids are trapped and screaming. I was horrified, and the only thing in my mind was just, you evil, sick fucking people. And I had to come to terms that someday this was going to happen to me. I was going to be amidst the chaos. And it did. And boy, it was terrifying. Anyway, I'm going to fast forward here with all the other stuff. I got into wrestling matches, tag matches, the mummy game, if you guys are familiar with that. But let me get to the incident. So after a long battle of just fighting, playing tag, all these random games, I decided to rest in one of the corners. I should have picked a different corner. The corner I happened to pick was essentially the corner where kids would go up to the slide. Like you have to, like there's a wall here, and then behind the wall is like a staircase going, not a stair, like a ladder or some shit. I don't fucking know. I can't remember the full layout of it, but it was something like that. And let's just say, fuck, they have to make bouncy castles more safe. And then the older kids decided, hey, you guys know what sounds fun? This wall right here. Let's just put all of our weight onto it and see what happens. I was on the other side of that wall. So next thing you know, the wall just starts expanding outward like some sort of fucking poltergeist shit or something. And I just look above. Oh, fuck. A big mass of just people just come on to me, and I'm getting fucking crushed. And mind you, this is happening very slowly, so when it's falling, I'm like, it's like it gets heavier and heavier on me, and like I stick my hand out hoping somebody could just fucking grab it and pull me from the grasp of that fucking hell, just saving my fucking life. Nobody saved me. So I have 2 options. I can either accept my death or panic like fucking crazy. I picked the second option. So I just start screaming for fucking help. Help! 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 Nothing. I don't think anybody can hear me because I'm like trapped under there. And it's just like rubber and air, and you hear that loud ass machine that's blowing all the air into the bouncy castle, so nobody's gonna save me. And then something happens. I start feeling the weight coming off me little by little, just barely enough, and I see it as a fucking chance at life. So I use everything, my strength, my willpower, everything I fucking got. I start crawling out as much as I can out of that fucking hellhole, just grasping onto whatever I can. Maybe somebody could pull me out. It didn't matter at that time. I was getting out of that fucking place. And I see the light. And I made it. I fucking made it out. And it was crazy because when I came out, I wasn't the only one affected by that. I'm seeing a lot of kids like fucking just like, what the fuck? It was like an actual war zone. And I was just looking around, looking for my cousin. He's right there in the corner, just fucking talking to somebody. So anyways, I'm about to leave. My cousin tells me, he's like, oh yeah, I saw you trapped over there. I was trying to pull you out, but I just couldn't. There's so much going on. I'm like, I straight up lied to him. I told him, I don't know what you're talking about. That wasn't me. Oh. You know, at that time, I was trying to, like, have this cool guy persona. Nothing ever happens to me. I'm this super cool anime character guy. I'm glad nobody heard me screaming. Maybe they did, but they didn't know it was me. Like, after I got out of there, I just act nonchalant as shit. I was just like... You know, status mattered at that age. Nonetheless, I've had my fair share of terrifying moments with bouncy castles, but this was probably one of the worst ones. And as I got older, I tend to see that I became those teenagers, the one that would take those things down and get trapped under there on purpose. I now see the fun in it. But overall, that's kind of the gist of what happened. You know, if you're ever entering a bouncy castle, just make sure to stay safe. Shit gets crazy in there. Yeah, thanks.